about critical race theory. Black parents are furious with critical race theory being taught in their schools. It's an article by Barrington D. Martin II. And um, the article says we are living in the best of times. The author describes critical race theory shines a light on Americans' infamous history of racism. He called critical racism a big business. He said it provides valuable political capital to the Democrats wishing to keep blacks in believing in the omnipresence of racism. He says the next generation of children will be indoctrinated. The author claims that the lesson plans have popped up which teach black children to see themselves through the skin tone, through their skin tone, and indoctrinating them to view history as well as American jurisprudence not as it is or was, but from a perspective that is centered strictly around race. And basically, when I looked up critical race theory, it was basically that from the perspective of race. So here is one of the parents talking about critical race theory.
Race theory, which is pretty much going to be teaching kids how to hate each other, how to dislike each other. That's pretty much all Kim said. It's pretty much what it's going to all come down to. You're going to deliberately teach kids this white kid right here got it better than you because he white. You're going to purposely tell a white kid, oh, the black people are all down and suppressed. How do I have 2 medical degrees if I'm sitting here oppressed? How do I get, first of all, time out. I only got 5 minutes now. Got 5 minutes. 2 medical degrees. No mom, no dad in the house. Worked my way through college. Sat there and hustled my butt off to get through college. You gonna tell me somebody that looked like all y'all white folks kept me from doing that? Are you serious? Not one white person ever came to me and said, well, son, you're never gonna be able to get nowhere because you know the black people. But guess what? What's sickening about this whole thing is what y'all doing right now is already something I do in my community right now to speak out against stuff because black folks are getting told by other black folks, oh, you know you ain't gonna be able to do nothing out there in the world because them white folks ain't gonna let you get no, oh, you know you're not gonna be able to do it here because the white man gonna keep you down. Well, how did I get where I am if some white man kept me down? How am I now directing over folks that look just like you guys in this room right now? How? What kept me down? What oppressed me? I work for myself from off the streets to where I am right now. You gonna sit here and tell me this lie of critical race theory? This the reason why black folks can't get ahead because of white folks? Are you kidding me? This is what we come to now. I can't believe we even talking about this right now. The last thing I'm gonna say right here is something that's crazy. Martin Luther King said he wanted his kids to grow up in a world where they are judged by the contents of their what? Their character, not their skin. If they let this stuff go on right now, it is absolutely doing the complete reverse of what he's doing. So when February comes, don't talk about Martin Luther King. When February comes, don't talk about black history. None of y'all will sit there and just pretty much pee on this grave with this nonsense. That's exactly what's about to happen. Last, we are talking about our kids. We are talking about our children. What's so sick about me, I love the Discovery Channel. You will see that on the Discovery Channel, animals will put their lives on the line to protect their children from danger. Nobody want to get to the heart of the matter, get to the meat of the matter, get to the moral of the story. It all comes down to it. The person that's going to be suffering from this, the one's going to be hurt from this, is the kids. 10 years from now, if this stuff goes on, whose fault is it going to be? Whose fault is it going to be? Who we going to look back on and blame for this? Because this is stuff we talking about right now. This stuff is going on right now. I do this stuff on a daily basis. I'm in the hood. I'm in the communities. I'm out there with folks in their face. I've been doing stuff since I was 18 years old, talking to black folks. And you know what? None of them are buying this nonsense. None of them are. But if you want to implement this into the school system, I guarantee you to the day that I die, I'm going to be the very person right there debunking stuff, tearing stuff down, letting them know they can do exactly what I did and get exactly where I am by putting themselves to work and getting there. And ain't not one white person ever don't keep any of them from getting there. So the CRT stuff, BS.
Okay, that's one parent that's going off about the critical race theory. Let's see, I think there's another parent that had something to say.
Good morning. Thank you for having me speak. My name is Keisha King. I'm a mom of two, one who's in the Duval County Public School System and one in private school thanks to school choice. I'm also a member of Moms for Liberty, representing thousands of parents. Just coming off of May 31st, marking the 100 years of the Tulsa riots, it is sad that we are even contemplating something like critical race theory, where children will be separated by their skin color and deemed permanently oppressors or oppressed in 2021. That is not teaching the truth unless you believe that whites are better than blacks. I have personally heard teachers teaching CRT, and we have had an assembly shut down because Duval County Public School System consultant thought it would be a great idea to separate students by race. This is unacceptable. CRT is not racial sensitivity or simply teaching unfavorable American history or teaching Jim Crow history. CRT is deeper and more dangerous than that. CRT, and its outworking today, is a teaching that there is a hierarchy in society where white, male, heterosexual, able-bodied people are deemed the oppressor, and anyone else outside of that status is oppressed. That's why we see corporations like Coca-Cola asking their employees to be less white, which is ridiculous. I don't know about you, but telling my child or any child that they are in a permanent oppressed status in America because they are black is racist, and saying that white people are automatically above me, my children, or any child is racist as well. This is not something that we can stand for in our country. And don't take it from me, look at the writers of these types of publications. Our ancestors, white, black, and others, hung, bled, and died right alongside each other to push America towards that more perfect union. If this continues, we will look back and be responsible for the dismantling of the greatest country in the world by reverting to teaching hate and that race is a determining factor on where your destiny lies. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so that is what critical race theory basically is about. And from this article, the author says critical race theory sets up children up for failure. Black children will learn to resent white children based on history. That viewed through racial lens, and white children will learn to dislike who they are or be resentful of being told color makes them tyrannical. So it is the reverse of the reverse. Like if you go back to the 50s, the 30s, the 20s, there was a lot of racism. So it's flipped back over. So now you have the black race hating the white race. And it's reversed back and forth. So I don't get into those arguments, the back and forth, who's right, who's wrong, or I'm on this side, or black versus white. I don't even get into that. I stay on in the middle path, and that's basically we all come from a creator. So that's the way I look at it. But yeah, critical race theory is being protested in the schools, and you saw firsthand the young fella talking about critical race theory and how he has 2 medical degrees, so he could not be oppressed. Then you saw the young lady speak against it, saying that it is racist. So tell me what you think about critical race theory. Do you think it should be taught in the schools? Now, you do know that Patricia Collars, the director of Black Lives Matter, the one that just stepped down, she got critical race theory taught in the schools. So she got Congress to pass that, and getting it in the schools and circulating around the schools. I think it's 400 districts or 1,400 districts that are teaching this in the schools. Now I haven't seen it here in Virginia, but it's out there. So tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, Salome B. Have a great day.